All right. It's that time. It's time for Beyond Sight and Sound. Let's do this.
Hey boys and girls, we are going to talk about S&W shooters and prospectors. What is S&W shooters and prospectors?
We at S&W Shooters and Prospectors help people find treasure.
Did you say treasure?
Yes, treasure. Just listen to this amazing review from our happy customer, Jackie Sparrow.
Chocolate ship-shape and a pleasure to deal with. I was able to buy everything that I needed at prices that were shillings less than others. I found my 9 pieces of meat in no time. Savvy?
I know you're asking yourself, why should I shop at S&W Shooter and Prospectors?
Chuck Smalley has over 45 years of metal detecting experience. He works with each customer one-on-one to customize their setup to match their skill level.
So if you always dreamt of being a pirate, contact Chuck at S&W Shooters and Prospectors and he'll take a great deal for you.
Eye patch and rum not included.
Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show.
All right, we're back. We're live, and we've got some things to discuss. But we'll get into the technical glitch from the other night here in a few minutes. But hey, we're back. We're live. That's the important part, and we've had the ups and downs, and well, it's still getting better. It's like a fine wine. Gets better with time. How's it going, Chuck?
Pretty good, Josh. Full crew tonight, it looks like. Hey, should I wish happy birthday to not the birthday boy, Bill?
Well, I suppose you can.
I guess. I saw that, and I'm like, and you told me what's going on. Well, he gets 2 birthdays anyway, doesn't he?
Right. It's not your birthday, Bill.
Dennis, happy birthday, Bill. Several others. That's all right. That's all right.
We don't want to make him feel any older.
Oh, well, we better be careful with that.
Or any younger.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
House.
Yeah.
Frank Perez, he's in the house. Some of the Alaska crew. That's cool.
By the way,
people calling wanting to go to Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
Clay and Kevin, they're signing up.
All right.
Yep. And I got Dennis going again, Frank. Yeah. And all the boys out across the country. So it's going to be interesting next year. I just hope I pick a week that we get decent weather. Since we have left, it's done nothing but steadily rain, high winds, and cold. And by cold, 45, 48.
Oh, that's
that wet wind, man.
From like 85 when you were there.
Oh, Phil, how you doing? And hello, Barb. You scallywag, you got served again. Oh my God. I saw that.
I'll tell you what, trouble just finds her.
Well, I think some of it finds her, but some of it she goes, turns around and kicks them hard, and then they really get mad.
I don't think she quite understands the expression, don't pull the tail of the sleeping tiger.
You think?
I think she goes up and grabs it and tries to spin it around.
Got Illinois Digger in. How we doing, Tim?
Bill Digger! How's it going?
Yeah. Good to see you on here, buddy.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
And of course, the world famous Michael Aquaman.
Metal Detecting Central Illinois.
Yeah, the Marble King. There you go.
The Marble King.
The Marble King. And oddball tokens.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
One of these days. I mean, let's hope not anytime soon, but you never know sometimes. One of these days, if I ever lose my marbles, I know who to call.
Yep. Hey, Kevin, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, Barb, it takes forever to get that stuff caught up. I know. Minimum's 2 years just to get it going. So, good luck. Yeah, Tim, no problem. Get you back out there. Let's go. Anyway.
Right. Just don't push yourself too quick.
And Frankie called me today. It sounds like we got a place to go as soon as they call him and let us get in there. They're going to do some earthwork, want us to take a look.
All right.
We'll see. Yeah,
Good
never know.
Speaking of which, I did get my address to Frank. He called me after the show last Sunday.
Good.
And since then, I have received that item. Frank, thank you.
There you go. There you go. So,
Well, got to sure and acknowledge it.
Yeah, I saw that Clay and Kevin went out for 4 hours today in the heat. Oh boy. And it's starting to get dry here, believe it or not. We haven't had a terrible amount of rain off and on. The river's dropping. The boats are back. Everybody's busy out in the waterways out here. But, yeah, it's starting to dry out a little bit.
Around here, it has just, I don't know. It got dry this spring and stayed that way. We get rain, and you would think, great, we need it. But there's still cracks and crevices in the backyard. I mean, I could do a recreation of the lunar landing.
There you go. Yeah, but they're talking a little rain midweek, but we're still for the next couple of days cracking 90s, and then it's going to cool down a little bit. And Mark reports that Emory got 1872 cent. That's a good date too. That's a good one.
Nice. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
That's one to be proud of.
Always. I love the 2 cent pieces. Absolutely love them. They're fun to find. That, and if you do get lucky and get a TREME or a 3-cent nickel, like those two.
Right?
Yeah.
That beats the heck out of my broad strike I found the other day on the internet.
Yeah.
You can't dig in the ground. I mean, and it's bad too. I've got a person that they want to know if I can locate an active well pipe. And I'm like, well, yeah, I wouldn't see why not, but it sure would be nice if we had a little more moisture in the ground to enhance that conductivity.
Yeah.
Because they're not looking for the wellhead. They want to know, they want me to track the pipe basically because it runs under a driveway that they're digging out and they don't want to.
Excuse me. Tried to stifle that. Didn't work. How deep do they know? Probably 3 foot.
No clue.
At
No.
least 6 inches.
They have no clue how deep, how big,
Or
what material. All they know is where the wellhead is and where it enters the house. That's good enough for me. Off of that.
Thanks, Phil.
That'd be a nice job for the CTX and the 17-inch coil.
Yeah. Any large coil unit, that would work.
But I figure if I can make it over there, I'm gonna try to do it with an 11-inch, and that's gonna be a stretch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bart, those buffalo boxes for the turnoffs, if they're put in properly, they're pretty easy to find if they got, especially if they're big brass. Most of them know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I wouldn't be so hesitant about something like that because they're not all that difficult. But who knows how big this pipe is? I'm looking for the only thing that I can hope for is that it was there pre-1960.
Right.
So maybe I'll get lucky and it's still the old lead pipe. I don't know, though.
I don't know. Good luck on just even figuring it out. Sometimes it's pretty difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, as you and the folks in the chat know, it's a lot easier to locate what you're looking for when you know what you're looking for.
That is true.
It helps to know the material that you're looking for, the makeup of it, the depth, all of that, the size.
Mm-hmm. So, no, let's see. Shannon, what fair food did you have today? Well, Shannon, we didn't eat at the fair. We ate at the Iowa machine shed on the way home. Jill wanted to go to the auction. They were auctioning a bunch of crafts off towards the fairground, getting more of its wire and stuff buried instead of having overhead lines and that kind of stuff. So we went to the fair. We went to the auction. Jill raised her hand on the item she wanted for about 5 minutes, off and on, and it went past her pay point and went up to $2,000. She said, "Ain't no way."
Oh my!
Yeah, a lot of people wanted that, and it was a carve. This chainsaw wood carver, he's very good. It comes there. He had done a Halloween style, and it was out of cherry wood. Halloween pumpkin head, full body man down to the base, about 4 feet tall, and it was pretty cool if you like Halloween stuff, which my wife does very much. So did a lot of other people with a lot deeper pocketbook.
Right, apparently so do quite a few others.
And she ran to 600 on it. And I'm like, oh, and then it went over, and I'm like, oh my God.
Right. Then Chuck really started to sweat.
No, I knew she wasn't going to go much. We talked what her top was, and I thought she might get it in that range. Not even close. And he did a Cardinal, and several people got in, and that sold for $3,000. I mean, those are all painted and done up nice, and their chainsaw and that. And Jill goes, I'm ready to go now. And I said, okay, we're leaving.
Well, and apparently that's the craze lately, I guess, because they're doing a similar scenario here during our fair, where they're going to have the wood carvers come in, they're going to do some things, and they're going to be auctioned off, and then those funds will go to some sort of cause in the area, whether that's helping family out or what have you.
And then they had hand blown glass things too that were going, 50, 60, $100. They didn't bring great big money, but that guy's carvings all did. Wow. And he had 15 of them, 16 of them there that he donated for this upgrade of the fairgrounds. So all that money went to that.
$5,000 in just 2 pieces. Who knows what the other 13 or 14 went for?
I have no idea. We were gone. I see John Ramoska's in.
Big John in the house.
Okay. Here's the question of the night so far, Josh. What do you call a group of rabbits running backwards? Anybody know besides RH?
Oh, Lord, if it came from him, who knows?
It's a receding hairline. Okay. Moving on. Anyhow. Well, we know Bark's been out. Any of the rest of you get out? Now, I know South Central Illinois has had pretty good share of rain. Bortners, have you been out? Hey, Dennis, I got your message. You're all signed up. So
he's going back.
That's what it sounds like. I don't think anybody hacked his site, so I'm quite sure the message I got is legit. Hey, Frankie, Juarez is in the house.
I didn't even think to ask when we did the AKAU recap, but did Dennis happen to bring any of his wife's caramels with him?
He did, but I don't think he shared many of them. I didn't get mine.
Well,
that's good stuff, dude.
They're tough to come by in Alaska. It's flown in or brought in by boat.
Yep. And that was flown in, and you can only bring a little bit.
He might have been able to get $10 a caramel.
Oh, he might have got gold trade on that. There were some nice little pieces. He could have been trading good toffee for gold.
Yeah, maybe we better shut up. We might be giving you money.
Yeah, we better. So
he's going to be going, yeah, I know how I'm going to pay for this trip.
There you go. And we'll see how it all goes.
Right. And I've already been wrong once today. So
Dennis was telling me he didn't bring any taffy, but he mentioned it up there about something. I don't know. He didn't have any room in the luggage.
So maybe he had to eat it before he left.
Maybe. I'm not going to say anything about eating anything up there. Nope. Anyway, we'll go on from that. Dennis knows what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yep.
So I was wrong once today already. Hopefully I'm not wrong a second time, but I think Bill may still be at not at home. He may still be. I think the American Digger show was this weekend, and I think he may still be down there.
Yes, it was.
So if he is, then safe travels.
That's right.
If you've already made it home, Bill, then don't worry about it. You've made it home. So I guess you already traveled.
Yeah. Saw John Ramoska in the house. John, why don't you call in and give us an update on preps for the hunt? Everything's still going good? Hopefully.
Is I know they dropped the flyer for the IMDA Chicago Dig Fest ID Me Hunt. 3-man team.
Yep. Don't say that too fast. You'll really mess it up.
Yeah, I'm sure. The week I've had, yeah, I'll mess it up. Somehow or another, the other night I managed to throw myself out of bed in the middle of the night, and then turned around later that morning and tried to knock myself down the basement stairs.
Never a dull moment for Tam, are you?
Well,
she just sits there and waits to hear the thump on the floor. Well, what'd you do?
Yep, pretty much. That's usually no phone call required or anything. She hears it, and now what happened?
Right.
And then I thought she was going to try to kill me because I decided to mow the yard, and we've got, and this has happened on more than one occasion, we've got surprise lilies. And, I mean, no fooling, that's what they're called.
Okay.
And they come up every year, and they get me every year. And Tim says, "What are you doing mowing down my lilies?" Well, they weren't there a while ago. Yeah, they're surprise lilies. And the only retort I have for that is I just turn around and say, well, surprise.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barbie needs help moving wood piles with copperheads too, Josh.
Ooh.
No, thank you.
No, I'll pass on the copperheads.
Yep. So other than that, we're looking forward to
copperheads.
The next run. I'll be heading over to England with Tim Rushing and crew, and so looking forward to that. But
yeah,
I'm going to actually get out and be able to do some hunting. I'm getting caught up around the place. Got all the pressure wash done today. Lawn looks pretty good. Yeah, garden's good.
Hopefully.
Did I lose you?
No.
Okay, good. Good. So, yeah, try and get out and do some digging. I got a couple places I think I can work safely over. I did a demonstration for a guy and his son, and this was over in Clinton, and they live in a particular older area of town. Well, they're on the corner where the old trolley used to come down the hill, and then there's a large strip off that corner and up the street. Well, so I was showing them a 900, and they're both talking buying a 900, and I did a demonstration for them and showed them, let them run it, and then took it. And I got a signal, and I was telling them I think it's falling in the Indian Head penny range, and sure enough, 1881 Indian Head cent. And going around a little more and let him use it, and he got I think it was a 1920 buff, and a wheat cent had come up, and then I was taking it showing different settings, and I went from general hunting and just went through some different settings in the general settings, and was showing them or Parks 1 and Parks 2, and told them about the prospecting mode being so good. We used it a lot in Alaska. I'll be darned if I didn't. I was only there about a half hour, 40 minutes. I got a barber quarter, a barber dime, Indian head penny, and a mercury dime.
Well, that's a heck of a demonstration. Did you get a sale?
They ordered 2.
2. Nice.
1 each. Well, his son's like 37. So, they decided that's the one they wanted. And where I was at was public ground on the, like a boulevard right away where the old trolley stop was at.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at him. I said, well, your detectors will be in Monday. And I said, we'll get them together and get together and get you going. And they said, man,
yeah.
They were pretty excited about it. Now, the dad had detected years ago, had an old whites. He doesn't have it anymore, but he had an old whites. And he said, yeah, I worked this area before. I did get a few old coins, but not like that. I said, I don't think this has been hunted through here much. So that was interesting.
Not knocking them old whites. They did good today, but
yeah,
that thing won't hold a candle to the 800.
No, 800, 900, or the MANTICORE. They're all good machines. And
right.
They prove themselves of having a very good gold program in them too. So pretty cool stuff. And the 800 was still, several guys were running 800s while we were up there, and they were still digging gold with them.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, we're talking thousands of dollars worth of gold that was recovered this year.
Yeah, thousands. And they are opening up, and if I got my numbers right, 86 acres they just purchased of old mine site down below where we're at on the same Anvil Creek area. And lots of opportunity down in there. So it's going to be interesting. Part of that had been detected a little bit. They'd done some pushing and had a deal made up with the original owners. And I can't remember how it worked. This has been 10, 11 years ago. If you found over a 1 ounce nugget, the owner of the property had the right to buy you out. If not, you bought them out. So anything from a half ounce down was yours, but if you got bigger than that, they wanted a cut of it. But they did that for a year or two, and then it got sold off, and the Russians got it, started mining down below there, and then when Trump came in, he kind of, you're out of here, and pulled the permits and stuff for the Russians to be there. Now, another company picked up that claim, and as far as I know, AKAU is not only having the rights on it, they told me as I was leaving, and I talked to them the other day, they bought it. So that ought to be some pretty good ground to work.
I would have to agree.
Yep, new ground.
And it'll be interesting too to see the progress in the item that they were unearthing when you guys were up there this past month.
Yeah, that the old they're in new territory. That sluice is actually up on the upper end of that they dug into, and they were testing with detectors. They were getting lots of nice little pickers and stuff with the gold monsters.
Nice. Good deal.
Yeah, we'll see what it brings next year. I hope hope we can get on there. They got some stuff plowed around, but they were digging pay dirt up, taking it up, put it to high bankers. It was showing good gold.
Well, that's always nice to see. That
What?
shows very promising potential.
So be interesting.
Right. Yeah, it will. It
That
will
would
be very interesting. Although, speaking of which, for those that are interested, I do believe your list is pretty well full.
right now, I've got a waiting list started along with the list. So, in other words, if somebody drops, I'll backfill. I've already got that. The core group and a couple of newer ones, and then 4 brand new ones are all covered. And then I had calls, and I put them on a list and told them, we'll see what we can do. I've got to call back up there and tell them how many I'm planning on bringing. And right now, it's full. At 15, it's full.
Well, when people are seeing gold that has come up in the past 2 trips, I'm sure it helps for filling the list up fast.
Before I started taking a lot of people with me, Frank went, and a few others here and there. And we always got gold. Frank always got good fishing in and a little bit of gold.
Yeah.
And a good time. But I didn't always post everything I found. I was busy going out and digging, and I found some good gold too. And I've gotten several units over 2 ounces, several nuggets over 2 ounces before, and 1 3-ounce up there, and 2 ounce 2 years ago. And you just got to get out and keep going and keep moving, and then find it. You got to prospect it. Go take a look.
Absolutely. Welcome aboard to Bob. Been a while since we've seen you as well, Bob. He likes to talk prospecting.
Yep. So it's you just got to keep moving, get over it, and check other areas, get out of, don't stay in one area too long if you're not doing very well, and move about and check things out. And once it gets good, stick with it.
Right.
But that's why it's called prospecting. It's not always called finding.
Right. Yeah. That's why it's hunting.
Yep. If it was that easy, we'd all be rich.
Right. We'd all be finders. Now we're just all hunters. Some of us find.
Yep.
Some of us find a little more than others.
Yeah, it happened. And it's funny how it kind of switches. This time, now Ron got one nice piece, Mike got a couple nice pieces, but Tim was the guy that hit the big stuff.
Yeah, he's having a golden year.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
They follow the England trip pretty closely because the roll he's on, it'll be interesting to see if he gets lucky enough to hit a torque over there.
Well, that would be fun. I would bet he'd probably pop up another Celtic stater.
Well, yeah, that I'm sure he wouldn't complain about that either.
Right.
But the stater doesn't present near the photo opportunity that the torque does.
No. That
was classic.
That was classic. And it really wasn't found. I mean, he was detecting, but he saw it sticking up before he even swept the detector over it.
Right. Yeah. Kind of going.
We had to work the daylights. We brought in a bunch of people and just kept working at it because it was broken. Maybe somebody could find the rest of it, whatever. It never did happen, but that was epic.
Well, and I mean, as well as I do in those situations, who knows where the plow drug it up from or moved it to or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, all of that stuff moves around those fields. It's nice to check and see because you always want to do due diligence.
That's right.
You never know where the other pieces are going to turn up.
Bob Holycross made the crowd tonight. Hello, Bob.
I saw that.
Yeah, he's in the house. Good to see all of you pop in.
Yeah.
Ian, that's good. That's good.
Off and look what happens. Everybody shows up the next time.
Yeah, we should have Bob down east call in.
Oh, that people have tried for years and failed.
Oh, well.
Bob is very steadfast in his position of, I'll just listen, thank you.
Well, I just saw that I think it was him. Did he put up a YouTube channel? Thought I read that in there. Yeah.
He's got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's what he said. He just put it up so people know his name.
Yep.
And we got Clay in tonight, too. Clay, he's supposed to be getting on with us. We'll have to set that date.
Yeah, actually, I had mentioned something about that while you were in Alaska, that we needed to get that set up sometime, but I figured we were going to wait because I'm sure that would be one that we would want to do at some point after you're back from Alaska.
Right.
And I was trying to tie up some loose ends over here on my end too, kind of updating some links and things like that. And I wanted to make sure I had all of my ducks in a row and everything before I reached out to either Clay or Kevin or, both of them, one, the other, whichever. I mean, I'm sure that they'll probably both be on said particular night.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Shannon, Frank or Celeste aren't on tonight, and that tropical storm, they're trying, I don't know if it's a hurricane yet or not, but outer bands are hitting Fort Myers and moved in, and it's going to be quite the rain event for Florida, it sounds like, more than anything. Rain and some wind.
Yeah. One of the nights while you were in Alaska, Frank had called in, and we had went on for a little while about some different things, but it was storming pretty bad down there. At least that particular night.
Yeah.
Of course, it's Florida. I mean, the sun's out for 20 minutes and then it rains again.
Okay, Kevin noted. He said Sundays are easier for them to get on with us, so I'll get with them and set up a Sunday.
Ah, well, hey, that works.
This will be the first time they've been up to their Chichacos. They've never been up to Prospect or been up to Alaska, so this will be interesting.
Well, they certainly know how to find silver, so I'm sure they'll do okay with gold too.
Okay, I'll just go that way. Sometimes it's bang, and they're getting it.
Gonna have to look at it, that's for sure. But I think once they get the hang of it, they will hopefully do just fine.
Scott McClory just put in there. Frank posted today on Facebook, 10 inches of rain in New Jersey, historic flooding. 10 inches in Florida, brunch. So they aren't too worried about the rain.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
What you got to worry about is too much rain if your coastal is that storm surge.
Yeah. That's what you really got to be watching.
So
And he is not that far from the beach.
No. Well,
I mean, now, granted, he's on the Gulf side, but still.
yep. Yep. I've got somebody want to win a pair of Garrett gloves tonight, you think?
Uh-oh. News to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
you. If they call in, they got to answer one question that I talked about on the recap of Alaska. I'm not going to say it now. You got to call in and I'll give you the question. And if you answer it right, I'll send you a pair of Garrett gloves.
I might know this one. I listened to that episode twice.
So if somebody calls in.
Oh.
We'll see. Whoop, whoop.
And it says the Gulf side getting clobbered.
Yeah, I'm getting some sort of feedback going on here.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Seems like it went away.
It did now. There's something in the background, like, I don't know, going on.
Well, when I pull the audio for the episode, I'll have to go back and see if I can hear it.
Yeah.
Because normally I pull the audio from each episode and upload it to the podcast side.
Uh-huh.
So I may be able to go through and check on it then. And I'm sure that Bill has probably dropped the call-in number in the chat.
Well,
there it is. And I was a little sneaky. We had to announce the call-in number one of the episodes that you were in Alaska. And for people that catch that on the podcast side, it's not there. The episode's there, but not the call-in number.
Somebody try calling?
No.
No? Well, I guess if you want to win some Garrett gloves, brand new pair, I'll promise I won't send used ones.
Yeah, as far as I know, they have not tried.
Nope. They're all just chit-chatting. Gloves are good, Dennis. You are right.
That's what I hear. I've not been anywhere to try them myself, but that's what I hear. I hear they are very good, especially for the price.
Barb says, I never know the answers. No, but you can stir the pot when you need to. Okay. Oh, Shannon says they missed it. Oh, Lord. Okay, I'll hold that in my back pocket then.
Wait a minute. You mean you didn't listen to the archive? Oh, that's fired.
Oh, no.
Tisk, tisk. Shame. For shame.
She's telling me to stop. All right, I'll stop.
I'm gonna tell Tam to let the cat out of the cage.
Oh.
Yeah, see if somebody gets booted out of the chat.
Right. Kevin, that sounds familiar. That sounds familiar, I think.
I just saw that.
Yep. 2 left gloves don't equal a pair. That's funny.
Yeah. And Bill's still putting the call-in number out there.
Yeah. Barb, I'll bet you haven't, but I bet you've been riding the broom.
Yeah, well, you know, every now and then you just got to get that thing out of the shed and blow the carbon out.
Right.
It gets better gas mileage that way during the Halloween season.
Mm-hmm.
More efficient.
More efficient. Bob D says he never wears the right glove anyway. Is that a Michael Jackson thing, maybe?
I know of plenty one-glove hunters.
Yep. Hello, Chris Whiteoff. I believe that's Whiteoff. Excuse me.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah. He's on the Facebook side of it.
Ah, and
So-
that's why we had to announce the call-in number the other
Right.
episode,
Right.
which I don't know. I should probably put it back in with the links because it didn't click with me. But the episode that we were doing the Civil War detecting trivia, somebody in the chat had kept saying, I've been trying to call the 309 number, and I'm just kind of going, I don't have a clue what you're talking about. We can't take calls anyway. And Ohio Relic Hunter pointed it out to me. They were probably calling shooters and prospectors.
Ooh. Well, I wasn't here to hear it if it was.
Yeah, it's like, well, that's not going to work.
No. And Chris, welcome aboard there with your buddy Scott. Scott says they're friends and he's a good dirt fisherman. Good. Welcome aboard, man.
Good, yeah. I guess that means he needs a call-in number. Scott can always send it to him.
Yep. There you go. So we got some new folks on. That's always fun. ORH is telling everybody 5477 is Ethel. So don't get the wrong number. So we'll give a couple more minutes, and if not, we'll hold them, and I'll add to it. And
She may not answer anyway. She may be busy eating roadkill.
So, but everybody get out there this week. The weather here is supposed to break. We're supposed to have a little bit of rain, a couple more days in the 90s, a little more rain, and then highs for about a week in the mid to upper 70s. And I'm going to get out.
We're talking. That's a little more copacetic.
Yeah, I'll take that. Then head back up slowly into the upper 80s. But this 90 near 100-degree stuff, oh my God.
Yeah, this stuff's for the birds. I was out in it all day yesterday with it beating on me, working on a leaf blower, and I was out in it today for a little bit working on a lawnmower and said, you know what? I can do this another time.
Well, like I told you, I got the part in to repair the pressure washer, and I went out and I was up fairly early and out. It was shady. It was comfortable on the back of the house, and I went to the front side and started doing the walkways. They were bad. It was hot. That sun broke over the top of that house, and I had to quit for a while. Travis took over, and I went and spelled him for a while. And we're getting the whole, getting it all cleaned up after all the storms and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it got hot. It was it 97 over there went in Davenport, and man, we went into the fair, and Midway was like cooking. It was absolutely cooking.
Wow. Well, so far as I know, nobody's tried. But for all I know, to be fair, maybe the call-in, well, no, the call-in line has to be working because I called in right before the show. So I know the call-in line.
That'd be a good way to get it going. Just throw a little tidbit out there. Not a difficult question, just something that you should have heard on the show.
Listened. I mean, if not that they don't listen, just if they were there for that show or caught the archive, because some people don't.
Yeah.
Not mentioning any names.
Are they moderators?
They could be.
Oh, okay. Didn't know if they were or not.
Of course, that's another thing, too. I may have to add another moderator. Not because any of them are fired, but I may have to add another one.
Okay.
And let's see here. Where did it go? Let's see here. I got a lot of things jumping on my screen. Okay, so I grabbed both numbers just in case. So first up is 815, I think it was.
Okay, so I grabbed both.
And it sounds like you need to turn the speaker down. 815.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Josh, it's Scott McClory. I just wanted to let you know your phone's working fine.
Okay, you're not going to hang on and try to answer the question if 815 doesn't get it?
Sure.
All right. So 815 called in first.
That's going to be Northern Illinois.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Dennis.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Dennis.
It's Dennis. Okay.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing that Scott did, just checking to make sure the phone won't work. So.
Oh, so you're not going to try to answer the well? You were in Alaska. I don't know. Does that qualify him?
Disqualify him. He should know.
He can go first.
No, you go ahead. I feel like I'm cheating, so you go ahead, Scott.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
Scott, we do know that.
We found several large nuggets the group had, different individuals.
Okay.
Well, Scott,
We're getting a lot of carryover on the line somewhere.
Yeah, somebody's got their speakers on.
Feedback or something. That's better.
I can't hear Chuck.
Somebody's got their speakers.
Not me.
I can't hear Chuck. I can only hear you.
You can only hear me?
Yep. Yeah, and I can hear Dennis.
I can only hear Chuck too over the phone.
I can't hear him at all.
Josh, not Chuck. I can't hear Chuck at all.
Well, I haven't said a lot here.
Not on the phone. I can on YouTube. I could hear him, but I
turned my YouTube volume off so I wouldn't be sending echo through the phone. But I cannot hear Chuck. I can hear Dennis and I can hear you.
Huh.
Same here.
Well,
Are you
I can relay the question, I guess, because Chuck can hear you guys, and
I can hear them well. Can the rest?
That's weird.
I'm gonna hang up. So, good luck, Scotty.
Okay, thanks, DG. Good to talk to you, pal.
Right.
Same here,
Dennis
buddy.
is going to drop out, and that'll leave Scott, and I'll have to relay the question, I guess.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Scott, can you hear me?
He cannot.
Huh. Well, we got a little bit of a glitch there, but that's all right. There were some pretty large nuggets found. Tim Rushing found the biggest. Do you remember the weight of that nugget, the largest one found?
Okay, Scott, there were some pretty good nuggets found. Tim found the biggest, the most sizable one. Do you remember the weight that it was?
I believe it was a 7-ouncer.
No.
Or is that last one?
That was the last one. I'm talking this trip now.
Okay. I'll let somebody else try.
Oh, you can try again.
Okay.
Or let somebody else call in. That doesn't matter. See if we get the bug worked out.
Thanks.
Thanks for the call. And I'm trying to look into things here to see what may not have gotten back into place when I lost the audio.
Yeah.
Thursday.
That didn't work well. I'm not sure what that was, Shannon.
So I'm doing a little bit of looking here real quick, but I don't want to try to change things around too much real time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Scott. Right. Hey, Barb, call in.
It looked.
I lost you too, Josh.
You didn't lose me.
Oh.
Well, hopefully not. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I just don't know. Somebody give me a call in, please, so we can work these things out. Your birthday. Somebody put a post up. I don't know what was that. Sure it wasn't Kamala Harris.
Oh boy.
Hey, Scott. Thank you. Hey, ORH, call in, just talk to me, see if we can get the problem fixed. He's putting it.
It could just be the way I've got the audio routing right now. I was checking the call-in side of things, but it looks like everything should be okay there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably on the mixer side.
Right.
Although I can't say for sure because I think that's been the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've had people call in while you were in Alaska and they could hear me, I could hear them, everybody could hear me and them. But this is the first time that there's been someone call in while you've been on, since you've been back from Alaska. So
right.
There may still be a routing change that I have to do.
Hey,
get everything in.
Working on the bumps in the road, you know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, when all of my audio reverted Thursday,
right,
I was like, oh, great. This is going to be fun. And I tried to hurry up and throw it all back together. I thought I had it all, and maybe I did. But tonight uncovers an issue that may have been there from the beginning. I'll have to do some looking into that and see. I'm trying to watch all my meters right now. And at least right now, on my end, everything's working the way it should be. The monitors that I see moving are moving as they should.
Well, we're going to see if we can't, for Sunday, get the Barkley boys in, and we'll talk a little bit. And I'll talk to Kevin and Clay and see if they want to come on Sunday night.
All right.
And they can tell us about their finds recently, because they've been doing pretty fair. Pretty fair. So.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's right. And I'll get out of here for tonight. And we hope you all have a good week. Get out and see if you can find something. I know it's still hot out, but now it's going to turn dry. So might as well get some digging in before that happens, huh?
Yeah, right. Get it while you can.
Right.
Definitely. All right.
You're at the malfunction junction. Yeah, you are, buddy. Biden audio. Yeah.
Well,
Mark, take care, bud.
All right. Well, you have a wonderful evening, Chuck.
You too, sir.
We'll see you.
See you, my good friend. You all have a safe week, please. Take care.
All right. So apparently, I don't know how much of that I explained at the beginning. Obviously, Wednesday we had taken the night off, and Thursday I came in, fired up the computer for something, and that's when I noticed that something didn't look quite right. And, take a second glance, and then I noticed, all of the audio settings have reverted. WTH. So, tried to hurry up and put everything back into place. I thought we had it all back into place, but apparently we have finally uncovered the fly in the pudding. So I'm going to have to double check the audio and see. I mean, it works for you guys to hear us, you guys and gals. And you guys and gals can hear me, you can hear Chuck. But then when a caller calls in, they can hear me, I can hear them, but they can't hear Chuck and Chuck can't hear them. But yet at the same time, everybody in the chat still hears me and Chuck and the callers. Audio, technology, gotta love it. Now, some people would say that my time spent with mixers, sound checks as a musician and all of that, this shouldn't be that big of an issue. But, or actually back in the day, if something like that came up, they'd probably tell me I was fired. We'll get it. We'll get it. Somehow. One way or another. I don't know. I'm going to have to mull this one over a little bit. Because it works fine for everyone in the chat. And if we had Chuck on the phone, he would have heard everything as well, and you guys would have heard him. So it's got to be a setting on the computer, or it's got to be a mixer setting, or I've got a cable that I still need to reroute. Who knows? Maybe we'll throw a silver dime at it and see what happens. Either way, in the meantime, until the next time, if you enjoyed the show, you get a kick out of the conversation, go back, check out some of the archives. Yes, there are archives. A wonderful thing. Whether it's on the YouTube side on the live streams, or whether it's on the podcast side, or whether it's the not even necessarily the podcast hosting, but the podcast distribution side, because the analytics show the podcast distribution side is still quite active. Although it does seem to be carrying over more to the YouTube side. Seems like you folks definitely like the live stream run more than when we were doing just the live broadcast audio. I know. Everybody's saying, yeah, but we still don't see you on camera. Working on it. That's all I can say. Right now, if I try to activate the video, it's going to butcher the audio, and for the way the studio's set up, realistically, you guys probably aren't going to see anything but the top of my head. I mean, even if I move the camera, you know, there's a big boom mic over here. There's the cables, mixer, a rather large monitor. I need a rather large monitor to keep track of what's going on everywhere on the screen and everything that you folks are doing too. So, what do you do? Either way, you enjoyed the show, throw us a like. It does help the algorithm. Just saying. And I am in the process of changing some links around. We'll try to put the call-in number back in with the links, just in case. And as I was mentioning to Chuck earlier, you know, like I've said before, big shout out to our mods. You all do a wonderful job. It's a great group of listeners, but the mods are still there in case we need them. And I may not be done. We'll see. As things progress along, we may be adding on as we see the need to, I guess. That might be a good way to put it. So, I think, like Chuck said, if you can get out there and find it if you can. Post up the photos. You know how we love to see them. Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook group. Throw them up there. I know Kevin throws up a lot of the live videos that him and Clay do. Throws them up in Metal Detecting Central Illinois as well. So there's always that option too. If you have not joined Metal Detecting Central Illinois, go and check them out. There again, they have a great group of mods as well. Until the next time, don't forget to tip your bartenders, folks. We're out of here.
We sure are glad you found us here tonight. Thanks for dropping by and joining in. If you like metal detecting, treasure hunting, gold prospecting, or even entertaining discussion, check us out Wednesdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, on your favorite podcast distribution services.